filing complaint, proof of evidence, and access to justice. This talk was part of a webinar organized by the Department of Justice.
The first thing that I want to highlight that you already spoke about is Domestic Violence Act, quasi-criminal or quasi-civil act here. और फैमिली कोर्ट अलग है, क्रिमिनल कंप्लेंट अलग है, and domestic violence act अलग है. The problem, however, is that as lawyers, we do not file complaints under the Act until and unless there is a situation where there is a complete breakdown of the matrimonial relationship. This creates a very big gap between what the Act can provide and what the individual actually receives. What I mean to say is that legal remedy has become mixed up with divorce and matrimonial related proceedings, and it's also become a last resort measure for obtaining maintenance, particularly in a matrimonial breakdown situation. So all of the remedies that exist under the Act, shared household, protection order, residence order, custody order, monetary relief, all of these remedies are not fully utilized. So the first important aspect that needs to be explained to lawyers but also explained to the individual is that this act is not only for a situation where there is divorce or the person wants divorce. This is for a situation where there is any kind of violence in the household and the person wants some kind of support or some kind of protection. So that is the first thing that I wanted to put on the table. हमारी petitions में हम ये सारी चीज़ के लिए हम prayers भी डालना चाहिए कि residence order, protection order, or even in terms of monetary relief. Many lawyers only put a prayer for maintenance, जो एक monthly amount मिलना चाहिए. लेकिन there are many other kinds of orders that can be obtained under the Act, which can also be interim orders, even under the category of monetary relief. There are cases where the earnings of the lady, जो कमाते हैं, it's immediately taken by the husband or even the in-laws or whoever is the male member in the family. And in these kind of situations, if the individual wants to be able to get back her earnings, the first question that will come कि क्या proof डाल सकते हैं इस चीज़ के ऊपर. Now the bank statements are available of the lady to show that she is earning a certain amount of money every month. But if she does not have a bank statement, you can also get a letter from the employer. Many women who are working as domestic workers, they may not have employment contract nahi hai unke paas, but you can always get a letter from the person who has hired them, which says that this person works with me और इतनी अमाउंट कमाते हैं हर महीने में. सो एज अ लॉयर वी हैव टू ट्राई एंड थिंक क्रिएटिवली कि हम किस तरह की एविडेंस निकल सकते हैं इस वाली मैटर में. एंड नॉट ऑल एविडेंस हैज़ टू बी in the form of existing documentary evidence. It can also be in the form of letters, it can be in the form of statement of other persons, and it can also be in the form of digital evidence, which now there is a lot of digital evidence in these cases, which again we don't ordinarily file in these cases. So in many matters, for example, when I ask the client to give phone evidence कि जो messages जो होते हैं between the lady and the perpetrator, they may not have many messages that are available in writing, but once the person approaches you, they can be advised कि you have to preserve, सारे communications को preserve करना चाहिए, और आपको जो हिंसा जो होती है उस टाइम पे आपको रिकॉर्ड भी कर सकते हैं. So the Supreme Court, the Honorable Supreme Court has recognized that under the Domestic Violence Act or even in any matrimonial proceeding, um, any recording, even if it is a secret recording that is done for proof of the cruelty or proof of the violence, it is admissible in court. So the person can be advised that on the phone there is an option to record all phone calls that occur between the parties, or agar it doesn't have to be a video recording, audio recording ko bhi ho sakta hai. So when the individual first approaches you, there may be some advice that can be given about how evidence can then be created of ongoing violence that has occurred. So on the point of evidence, I also wanted to add one important thing. A lot of people who are also facing physical violence, they also do not have any medical evidence of the physical violence. And sometimes these incidents are very old and fresh evidence nahi hai us wali in those cases. But at the same time, there can be supporting evidence. For example, if they took any kind of medication, there could be the bills of the pharmacy that this medication was purchased. Sometimes the medical treatment is from a local person. It could be from an Ayurvedic center. It may not necessarily be a government hospital. We can get their statements also collected, and those statements can be used in the petition as proof of the fact that certain kind of physical violence occurred. There could be photographs to show if there are bruises or any older injuries, those photographs can also be utilized. So we need to think very broadly कि जब घरेलू हिंसा होता है, what are the traces of this that exist in people's lives? So when we collect evidence, we have to try and think very broadly, and we have to also ask the person, who are the people in their life who can give them statements of support. Those kind of statements should also be included in the petition.
Introducing the Delhi Law Citizen mobile app for the Indian citizens. This app has been specially developed for you as a citizen by the Department of Justice, Government of India in collaboration with CSC. Through this mobile app, you as an applicant can get free legal advice and assistance from professional panel lawyers of the country in all kinds of disputed matters. Download the Delhi Law Citizen mobile app today.
The other aspect that I wanted to point to that is a big challenge is Act में ये लिखा है कि the entire proceeding should be completed in 60 days. But we all know that that is not a reality at all. And in any jurisdiction, especially like Delhi, where the caseload is very high, then it is very difficult to get timely dates in the matter even from the court because of the kind of caseload that there is in these matters. In these kind of situations, interim orders become very, very important for the individual. But the challenge that we face in the courts is that sometimes even the judges, the honorable judges, insist on a very high level of proof, which is not very feasible and it's not also required under this act. So it's important to also explain to the court that in these kind of situations, timely relief is critical, and that even oral evidence or even just the domestic incident report that we've talked about, that is sufficient basis for getting an order from the Honorable Court. So this is something that advocates have to be very insistent about, and especially when there is a case of someone who is without a home and who has the financial liability of herself as well as children. This is a difficulty, though, that it's not an easy difficulty to address, and going forward, perhaps with in trainings like this, with the participation of judicial officers as well, we'll be able to come out with some kind of remedy where we can have a more timely disposal of these kind of cases. And finally, I just wanted to also mention that on the issue of access to justice, that there are availability of legal aid lawyers, and there are availability of centers like the One Stop Center where an individual can access a lawyer. There is still some kind of fear कि हम legal aid lawyer से we may not be getting a very good representation, and that is totally false. So the lawyers who are selected for legal aid panels, they are selected through a very rigorous process, and there are also other organizations like MAP who are also providing legal aid support. Unfortunately, many people sometimes approach private lawyers and their case doesn't go forward because of all kinds of issues with the private lawyer, including paying legal fees. So this should never be a problem for somebody who wants to approach a court and who is in a situation where they need the intervention of the court. And therefore, I would like to urge that anyone who is in need of filing a case or need of a lawyer to approach the One Stop Center or approach the court premises. Also, there is the legal aid office in every court premise, and they will be able to give you legal support without needing to pay any legal fees at all. Thank you.